Well, firefighters have to deal with many obstacles on a daily basis. One thing which many of us probably don't even think of is the loud noises on the scene of a fire and how they can damage their hearing. Toledo Fire and Rescue is taking steps to help protect their own. Photojournalist Joe Cromer has the story.
Well, a fire scene is a very dynamic scene. You have a lot of things happening simultaneously. You have noise from our apparatus that are pumping or from our ladder trucks. You have just the general noise of commands coming through the radio.
You want gas shut off in your buildings?
You can also have noise from a ventilation fan.
It creates challenges. It's so loud. It really hinders our ability to communicate. So some things, those are some of the challenges that we have to overcome, but those fans are very important for what we do as far as removing heat and smoke. So it's just something that we have to work around. We're very aware of, the time that we need them. We don't just let them run. We really make sure that they're running for a purpose. And when we feel that they're not needed anymore, we shut them down right away to limit our exposure to the noise.
Well, this is a headset that our firefighters wear inside the apparatus. It helps shield them from extraneous noise, but also allows a clear opportunity to hear radio traffic, to communicate with each other, with the officer, or with our fire dispatch for different radio traffic.
There's information out there where firefighters have had loss of hearing throughout their careers. It's definitely an issue that is very aware throughout the fire service as a whole across the country, across the United States. As safety officers, it's something that we really are aware of. Anything dealing with health, wellness, we really don't realize what's going on because we're so focused on our task at hand. We have so many different jobs going on at one time to mitigate a structure fire situation that we're really all working together, that those things are expected, but it's what we do, so it's really just kind of like background noise, so to speak, for us.
Our thanks to Joe Cromer. We're told that limiting firefighters' exposure to the direct loud sounds will help preserve their hearing in the long run. And we've been to fire scenes before, right. Even for a short period of time that we're there, it really is loud. So you can imagine they're there one after another.
Well, on any given day, you can see 3 or 4. Sometimes you see more.
I'd say about like 8 to 10.
Like families of them be out there. Well, I know a lot of people have just come because they didn't believe it at first. So, heard to talk about it, and they come out. And, they be walking, then they've seen them. And they enjoy them.
I like walking out here. I don't walk every day, but just sometimes, and just look at the foxes, and I see them on TV, but it's pretty cool just to see them for real life, and makes you feel pretty good about it. Sometimes a lot of people take pictures. I took in pictures once I got pretty close to them and stuff, like your own little world of peace or something, I walked around here plenty of times for a couple years now, and none of them try to attack me or my dog. They stay in the park, and they stay to their own place, and they just keep in the area where the woods are at.
I think they just come out of the forest or the woods just to relax, get some sunshine. But they will be out in the morning. They just be out sitting in the lane. Well, they're more now than they were last couple of years. I really just like to see them. I really will give it a thought. I'm glad he's got a safe haven where they can't be, hunted down.
Who's getting ready to get her or his scare on this weekend? Then you should check out the Distracted Haunted House in Levis Commons.
It offers more than just the old-fashioned scare with dark twists and turns and fake blood. The haunted attraction who's joined forces with Team Recovery to let recovering addicts volunteer and help out.
Photojournalist Joe Cromer has our story.
It's a locker room, basically. So go ahead, Luke. You're good. 4,500 square feet. Well, as a kid, I was really into haunted houses, me and my brothers, and my brother, they used to tease me. My brother had a bunch of masks, and he used to, throw live snakes in the shower when I was in there. We lived out in the country, so a lot of crazy stuff.
Anybody else?
Me and my wife and kids are out here. We're all acting every night. Hi. This is my daughter here, my youngest daughter. Don't Look creepy.
The reactions are really good. Like, a lot of people get scared, like, they scream and they jump.
I really like scaring people and getting a good reaction out of them.
You're a bad friend!
It's really funny. It's super hard not to laugh.
Having a great time with the people from Team Recovery. They've been amazing to work with.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I drive a van from the Zeph Recovery House and I bring 20 recovering heroin addicts to come volunteer.
I've been sober for a little over a year. I had a year of sobriety on October 15th.
I'll have a year next Friday.
Today's my 30 days.
A year ago, if you would ask me how things would be, I would have never thought they'd be this good. It was just a repetitious cycle of jails, institutions, and overdoses, pushing everybody in my family away from me. But it's good to be back here, not only sober, but having fun with other sober people and giving back to the community.
From where I was a year ago, I was basically living on my sister's couch.
Where do you think you're going?
Nobody wanted to be around me anymore.
Help! You want some help?
The things in my recovery process that I had to accept first is knowing that my life's unmanageable and putting drugs and alcohol into my equation is not going to get any solution out of it.
And we all come together as a team because we all kind of know each other, so it's pretty cool.
A blast, to be honest with you. It's probably one of the most stress-relieving things I've ever done in my life. So it's good to scare some people.
It's just an amazing time. Got my driver's license back, my family's back in my life. The goals that I've set I'm achieving now. I've got a job, I'm getting ready to start another job. I get to come here and I get to scream and release all my stress, so I love it.
You have to take everything off, take these out, then you make patterns. People have me rebuild these kinds of signs all the time. This is probably from the 60s, I'm thinking. When this is done, it's going to light up red. I'll put neon in it, it'll light up red pieces. We're going to start right in the middle of this piece of glass. I'm hoping to be able to make the B and the S and the A all with this one stick. You just want to have a consistent heat around all the glass. You want to do most of the bend in the fire. Now I'm blowing. I went to Disney World and they have neon everywhere down there. And one of my family members at the time knew a guy who made neon, and he introduced me to him, and I just became really good friends, and asked a lot of questions and hung out, and lucky enough I caught on. When I first learned how to do this, I'd work all day, come out with one word at the end of the day, or be happy to have one thing light up. There was a time when there wasn't LEDs and you had to use neon to light up your letters. Neon is glass. This is a dying art, and everything is done by hand. Nightlife, bars, they want to be noticed. People are like bugs. They go to where the light is. And if you light your place up, you're going to have activity. Neon is a great way to be noticed, a great way to get somebody's attention, and people have forgotten that. And once they get cherry red, you can stick them together. But I remember the job I was working on when I was like, yeah, I figured this out. And that job, that sign is still hanging in a window at Star in East Broadway, a little pawn shop. I made the sign. He gave me that toolbox, a big speaker, and $400. Good one is Schmuckers. We've contemplated rebuilding that sign. He wants to rebuild it. I fixed it. Still flashes, just like the old days. A lot of voltage. Everything that you make is self-gratifying because it looks cool when you're done.